Hey guys, Devin with VSSL here. Let's talk about the inputs and outputs on the X series. These can be used to add external sources such as a TV or landscape system, or you can connect a subwoofer. Let's start with the A1X. The A1X has an optical, digital coax, and RCA input. These inputs can be used to connect any external device such as a record player or a satellite box. Once you have the local source connected, you can go to the VSSL app and select whether to prioritize the local input or the stream first. If you choose the local source as the priority, the device connected to the inputs will take priority over streaming audio. Some applications may use more than one input. In this case, the A1X has pre-configured priorities that cannot be adjusted. The A1X will prioritize the inputs in the following order: optical, digital coax, and analog RCA. For example, if you have a TV connected via optical cable and a record player connected to the RCA input, the VSSL will prioritize the TV. The TV will need to be powered off in order for the record player signal to be seen. Now that we've gone over the inputs on the A1X, let's talk about the outputs. The outputs are very similar to the inputs. We have a digital coax output, optical, and analog RCA. In addition to that, we have a dedicated subwoofer output to be connected to an external subwoofer or external subwoofer amplifier. The crossovers of the subwoofer can be adjusted in the VSSL app. To control the inputs and outputs on the A1X, open the VSSL app and go to Settings. From Settings, select your A1 and scroll down to Local Inputs and Outputs. Here you can name your inputs, and again we have optical input, coaxial input, and analog. Once you name your input, you can go back to the home screen and select your different inputs on the zone. You can also control your subwoofer output by going to Sound Controls, and you'll see Subwoofer Crossover here. Enable that, and from there you can control the crossover on the subwoofer output. Now let's take a look at the inputs and outputs on the A3 and A6 amplifiers. Both of these amplifiers feature optical as well as RCA inputs and outputs that are matrix. So any external source that's plugged into any input can be mapped to any single zone or multiple zones on the amplifier. Now let's take a look at the VSSL app to see how these input sources are assigned to different zones. To assign inputs and outputs in the VSSL app, open the VSSL app and go to Settings. Select your device, and you'll scroll down to Local Inputs and Outputs. Here you can name your inputs. Analog 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can name my source here. Once that's named, I can go out to the home screen of the VSSL app, and I can assign inputs to a specific zone or multiple zones. The way I do that is I select the analog icon, and then I select my input source. To control the outputs, you go to Settings, Local Inputs and Outputs. I select one of the outputs that I want to control, and I would need to match one of those outputs with one of the inputs. So here I can select input 1, and now analog output 1 is tied to zone 1. To control local or stream first priorities, go into Settings in the VSSL app, select your device, choose the zone, and you'll see the first setting here is stream first or local first. If I have a local source connected to this zone, I want to choose local first. If you want the stream to take priority, you would select stream first. For more information about the inputs and outputs on the VSSL amplifiers, you can visit our knowledge base at vssl.com. Thanks for watching.